Sister, I have a question regarding prophecy. Sister, what is the purpose of laying on hands while prophesying compared to prophesying over the phone? For example, a person who comes here to church and has a friend, a person who is in another state and goes to church, and this person who is here, let's call her person A, has problems with their family, with their job, or some other personal problem. So then this person then calls their friend who attends church in the other state to ask for advice and to pray for her and give her prophecy over the phone.
And that has happened? He's a witness that this has occurred?
I have not done it, sister, but I am a witness that it happened.
Okay. Well, those people who do that, they have deceiving spirits. That's not from God. Because what is from God is order. And we need to congregate in the church to lay on hands because prophecy is unleashed with the laying on of hands. If there is no laying on of hands, well, then prophecy does not come out. Prophecy comes with the laying on of hands, like healing. Now, it's not because there is power in our hands. No, it's obedience. It is how God regulated it. So the Lord said, well, upon the ill, lay on your hands. He could have said, and to the ill, just simply say, I declare you healed, and they're healed. But he said, lay on your hands. We must obey. Our hands have no power, nothing. What people call energy, that's all a lie. People say, oh, that person has a lot of energy, they have this energy, and if they lay on hands, well, then they're going to pass their energy to me, or they're going to take away my energy. All of that is a lie. It is a lie. Simply what we do is out of obedience, and it's because God was well pleased to regulate things this way, to see to what point we obey him. When he says, bow down and humble yourself before me and I will bless you. Well, I can humble myself standing or seated, but if he told me to bow down, kneel down, well, then I'll do that. And it's not because that has any great significance. It's just obedience. Obedience is better than sacrifices. So the Lord said, obey, and to obey is lay on hands. And in that laying on of hands, there comes deliverance, healing, and prophecy. There's a lot of things that come along with that. But how is it that I'm going to prophesy through the phone? Well, deceiving spirits can do that. Deceiving spirits are able to do that because the only ones, or the only people that can prophesy through a phone are prophets, the apostles, the teachers and evangelists. These are the kind of people like Peter, Paul, Timothy, John. People like them, they are the only ones who can perhaps give a prophecy over the phone, or a prophecy in a letter, or to speak and teach someone and give prophecy just by talking to them. But they are prophets. Now, I don't think that we have those kinds of prophets yet, because if the brother says that he is a witness that this has happened, why hasn't this person, if they're a prophet, why haven't they come to me? Because that's their duty. That's how things are done. You see the apostles, they worked as a team. And so this person, they're alone working. Well, I don't think that person's a prophet, nor a prophetess. But evil spirits, they can use a person to do these sorts of things to try and deceive others. That can happen. Be very careful with that, because the devil is there ready to deceive, and there are deceiving spirits that can come into a person and say certain things over the phone to that person. And so a person who has God does not do that. And if that is happening, those are deceiving spirits in these people who are letting themselves be deceived by the devil, and that should not be, and it should not exist. But I don't know what other question the brother had. The brother said, why laying on of hands? Well, yes, because here it teaches that the gift of prophecy occurs when laying on hands, and the same thing with healing, laying on hands. Now, those who do not lay on hands many times to prophesy are the prophets. Example of that, the apostle Peter, the apostle Paul and John, all of the apostles, Timothy, Titus, Philemon. they would give prophecy just by talking to a person and giving a prophecy just like those in the time of antiquity. But for us to be people of that type of stature, that person, it's not just any person and saying, well, God has told me I'm a prophet. And what about your testimony? And what about the doctrine? Do you have that? No, you need to be a master of the word, a teacher of it, because for a person to use a person like this, it's because they've given them the doctrine and has empowered them and given them support. That person has a good testimony, and they have set an example and shown that they truly are a man or daughter of God. It's not just any person. Now, I don't know if I'm making myself clear. I think that by logic, you should be able to conclude whether or not these people gather those requirements to go and give themselves those kinds of titles. Those titles are given by God. Now, it's not that he gives them from one day to the next, but it's with experience, spiritual experience, and with a lot of fruits and works, and with testimony and doctrine. And so with that, we then can believe in these types of people. Now, I don't know if your inquiry has been answered, brother.
Yes, sister. I was a witness to this, although at that moment I disagreed. However, I wanted for you, sister, for yourself to confirm it. Well,
very well. If the brother didn't agree with it, it's because God is showing that that is wrong. And those are deceiving spirits, and you must be very careful. In the congregation, well, there are many places who are watching today. You must be careful. Beware of these people and these groups of people who rise up and they start to give prophecy over the phone and revelations, and things become twisted and the devil casts them out of the church. There are many who today are out of the church because they let themselves be deceived by the devil. And aside from that, they were rebellious and proud, and they did not let themselves be taught, so the devil cast them out. And then to once again reconcile with the Lord, it is a bit difficult.
Bien.